Guys, sorry for the delay. I promise you I apologize for the delay, but let me say this. We see the thumbnail. We see the thumbnail. We know what's up. Now, I only know one Vegas fan out here. That's it, just one. At least the one that comes on Views 2. At least the one that claims the team. My buddy Tommy. Now, I know he was feeling good for a long time during that game. But then reality kicked in. And he realized he's playing them boys, them Chicago Bears. Huh? Yes. A lot of back and forth in that game. A lot needs to be talked about by that game. But we definitely going to get to it. We definitely going to get to it. And you know why we're going to get to it? Because it needs to be talked about. Especially for a team like ours, mine, the Chicago Bears, about to go into the bye week, week 5, going to a bye week for the year. So now we got some time to heal up, to get ourselves prepared, to correct some mistakes, to correct some things that we're doing good, but to also make sure we stay hot, focused, locked in on the game plan. On our way to glory to make the playoffs. That's our first goal. We'll see how that goes. But right now, we about to go into the bye week. 2-2. Quinn comes with his message. Did you see them bum-ass Packers defense? They won't be going on far in the playoffs. Quinn, for the record, yes, I did watch that game. I wasn't impressed. Look here, man. I'm going to say it now. Right now, the team that's favorite in is the Detroit Lions. I understand. Green Bay came out hot and beat them boys first game. I know it was a bad game for the Detroit Lions. I understand that. But I think the chips going to fall where they need to fall, and they more than likely will fall. And then he come with this statement. Y'all look ass yesterday. Geno threw 3 interceptions. Y'all still needed a field goal to win. Well, let me say this. I watched your sorry team at 9:30 in the morning. And I watch a 48-year-old quarterback drag you sorry son of bitches up and down the goddamn field. That's what I watch. What happened to that defense? Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all didn't play defense. So guess what, Quentin? We all leaving. Huh? Y'all 2-2, we 2-2. Really, we should be 3-1, but I'm not gonna keep harping on that. Y'all 2-2, we 2-2. And the only reason why Green Bay's not 2-2 because they had a tie. Why I say we still them boys? I know y'all are. Y'all 1-2-1. God damn. Look here, guys. I'm glad your little sorry ass minion ass teams are winning right now. I know you're happy. You're feeling some type of way. I understand. My boys are 2-2. Huh? My boys are 2-2. You heard what I said? We started off 0-2. Now we 2-2. We won 2 in a row. We lost 2 in a row. Now I'm going to the bye week so we can work some things out. But look here, I'm not going to let you distract me. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about them great birds and the rest of the NFL as well. We're going to talk about it. I promise you that. That's the conversation going to be had. You know how I do on Mondays. We don't go long, but we're going to talk about some vital things, right? It was a lot of upsets in the NFL yesterday, as well as college. I don't know what was going on. What was in the water this weekend? Speaking of water, let me take a sip. I don't know what was in the water yesterday or this past weekend. Let me say that. It was a lot of upsets. College, NFL. But that's the way it happens, though, ain't it? That's the way it is. Well, with that being said, let me get to it, guys. Before we get to the NFL, and before we talk about this college, guys, unfortunately, I released my parlay and my survival team late. And I apologize for any of you guys who wasn't able to benefit. That was on me. I got caught up. I was on a Hamp show Sunday morning. Got caught up and forgot to upload it and didn't release it on time. But I did release it to prove to you that I'm still doing my 3-team parlay as well as my survival pick. Your boy had a good weekend. With that being said, let's go to it. I ain't got to keep talking about it. Let me show you my proof. Let me show you my proof that I had a good weekend. So right here, it's going about a minute or so. Is my survival. Let's check it out. Hey guys, back in the basement again for another sports recap as well as a GistNFL. Guys, we at it again. And with that being said, I got to share with you guys who I'm taking in my survival this week. Guys, I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions. Now, guys, I like the way Detroit's been playing. They're starting to come on. They're 2-1. They're playing good. I know they look bad on that first game against the Green Bay Packers, right? I understand that, and it happens. You're going to have some bad games. Ain't nobody going to go undefeated. The days of the Miami Dolphins beating their record for undefeated may be safe from here on out. I don't know. With that being said, I like the Detroit Lions to win this week over the Cleveland Browns. I know Cleveland Browns had a great week last week by beating Green Bay. I do not think that streak continues, and I think the Cleveland Browns go down to the Detroit Lions. So I'm taking the Detroit Lions for my survival league. Until the next time, right on. So, guys, as you know, Detroit did end up winning, right? They ended up winning pretty big. It wasn't even close. That's the team I took in my survival. So kudos to me. Let's keep going. Here's my 3-team parlay that you guys unfortunately got too late, and I apologize. Now, good thing about it, you can still bet while the game's going on. You know what I'm saying? Now, your outtake may not be, you know what I'm saying, what you think it should be, but you still bet during the game. And I gave you that opportunity. With that being said, let me show you what I did. Hey, guys, back in the basement again for another sports recap as well as a GistNFL. Guys, we got to talk about it. It's that time. I need to give you my 3-team parlay who I think y'all can put a few coins on and maybe come out a winner. Guys, like I said the last time, if you have a gambling problem, please get you some help. Don't be doing this. It's for entertainment purposes only. That's all it's for. So, guys, with that being said, let's get the party started. My first team that I'm going to ride with as far as my 3-team parlay, I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. Take the Detroit Lions over the Cleveland Browns. That's going to be one of my picks. I like that pick. The reason why, because Detroit's starting to turn it on and get on the road. So ride with them while they're going big. Now, these other ones, hopefully I come out 3-0 this time. Because last time I came out 2-1 the first few weeks of the season. And I'm trying to help you guys get some money. With that being said, pick number 2, I'm going to take the New England Patriots. We're going to go with New England Patriots for the second leg of the 3-team parlay. And the reason why, it's pretty much the same thing like I said, Detroit. Pittsburgh, I mean, the Patriots are coming on, man. I like what Vrabel's doing down there, man. As a former Patriot player, that guy's getting it going, man. That guy's getting it going. And I think they're going to be able to compete with Buffalo in the East. Not going to say this season, but in the season come, I think that's going to happen. With that being said, the third and the final leg, I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. Come on, Texans. You got to get a win. Somebody got to win that game. Somebody got to win that game. So I'm going to go with the Houston Texans to finally pull out a win over the Tennessee Titans. Now, you got 2 0-3 trash teams going against each other. I don't know what's going to happen. Y'all heard what I said. I went with Detroit. I went with the Patriots, and I took Houston. And guess what, guys? All three of them teams win. So if you had a roll with me like I roll with myself, you would have came out ahead. You came out 3-0 and had a little extra change in your account. So, guys, is this the start of me on a winning streak of my picks from the NFL? I don't know. We'll see. But with that being said, let's get over to this college game because there's a lot to talk about in college, too. Like I said, there was a lot of upsets. Before I get any farther off into this, I want y'all to make sure y'all hit that goddamn like button.
What's the goddamn button?
Goddamn right. Hit that like button, guys. Make sure you subscribe. If you're not a subscriber yet and you just a cloud watcher, make sure you subscribe. Do what you got to do to be a part of this, baby. Welcome to the basement, where we have sports recap as well as the GistNFL, and we're going to talk about an NFL roundtable all in one suite, as well as on Facebook. Make sure you check me out on all social medias, as you can see right there at Hink75. That'll get you to most of my social media. It won't be a problem. Make sure you check me out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and support the channel in any way you feel you need possible. Whether you do it via Cash App or Super Chat. Either one is all good. I appreciate all of them. I promise you I do. But with that being said, I need for y'all to hit that goddamn like button. Do that for me.
Goddamn button. Where you want to put it?
I appreciate that. Sorry for the mishaps. The pause. Baby girl just came in and had us some mail to deliver. Shout out to her. But let me say this. This college game is crazy work. A lot of upsets. And it started on Friday, right? Week 5 of the college football. Number 18th ranked Florida State. Now, they wasn't 18th when they played them, but, that's where they're sitting at now. 18th ranked Florida State lost to now 24th ranked Virginia. 46-38. Guys, I didn't see that coming. Now, some people may say, well, Florida State plays Miami next week or this weekend. So they's probably looking past. Well, shame on Florida State for looking past them because you can't look past anybody. They play in the weakest conference in football at the ACC. And you can't beat a team like Virginia. You don't deserve to play for a title. You don't deserve to be in nobody's playoff. You surely don't. But it is what it is. Let's keep going. We had Arizona State winning over TCU, 27-24. You had USC losing to Illinois, 34-32. 21st ranked Notre Dame beating Arkansas, 56-13. Georgia Tech beating Wake Forest, 30-29. Vanderbilt beating Utah State, 55-35. You had Texas A&M still rolling over Auburn, 16-10. Ohio State whipped up on Washington, 24-6. LSU goes down to Ole Miss, 24-19. Indiana beating Iowa, 20-15. You have Tennessee over Mississippi State, 41-34. Iowa State over Arizona, 39-14. You have Oregon. Man, I don't know what James Franklin gonna do, man. That guy usually produces a good team, and I don't know. Let me say this about that guy. I like James Franklin as coach. I remember him when he was at Vanderbilt. Great coach, does great things. I tell you this: if Penn State decides to let that man go, I think Kentucky needs to give that man a call. Bring him back to the SEC and allow him to lead our program, because I would love James Franklin as a head coach. Penn State, you may not respect and desire that man. I want that man. I appreciate that man. And that's okay. I hope you don't, because we will appreciate him down here in Lexington, Kentucky. I promise you we will. With that said, Oregon ended up winning that game 30-24. Missouri, 42 over UMass. We had another big game, another upset. Alabama over Georgia, 24-21. BYU beat Colorado, and that's the top 25 finals for this week of college. Like I said, it was a lot of big upsets. like the Alabama over Georgia, the LSU over Ole Miss, as well as the Florida State losing to Virginia. Hey, you won't have those in college. You'll see a lot more upsets in college than you usually do in the NFL. But surprising what we had on Sunday, man, I was just surprised. Teams I didn't expect, and matter of fact, teams, it was like seven people in my Survivor League end up losing this past weekend. You know what I'm saying? 7 teams or 7 individuals end up losing the Survivor due to all the upsets that we had in the NFL. And I'm glad I just wasn't one of them. Because like I said, I rode with them Detroit Lions, and they came through. And unfortunately, a lot of teams didn't suffer the same fate that I suffer, and that's a win this weekend. But with that being said, let's talk about these NFL scores, and then we got to deep dive into the NFL. And we're going to talk about especially the most important game, and that's that Las Vegas Raiders against the great Chicago Bears. But with that being said, I need for y'all to hit that like button. Y'all understand what I mean when I say hit the like button. Hit the goddamn like button. If you don't hit the like button, what you doing? What you waiting on? Court order? But before I get into that, let's acknowledge the $10 super chat. Right on. Shout out to Big Ant 11 for the $10 super chat. He said, I don't have to. I chose to. And Big Ant 11, I appreciate the blessings. He said, shout out to the Yankees and the Eagles. And Hink, I want to fight Bud Crawford. I could win about 2 of those belts. Hey, man, look here. I know you high on the Yankees and the Philadelphia Eagles, but you sound crazy talking about you ready to fight Bud Crawford. Big Ant, you better enjoy retirement. Enjoy that military pension and enjoy the rest of your living career. If you want to, you fight Bud, you won't live to tell it. And I love to hear your negative points that you take shots at your boy Hink with these hateful chats. Taking shots at your boy and his action figures and his great Chicago Bears. What would I do without you, my brother? I'm trying to save your life is what I'm pretty much trying to do. Don't you think you could get with Bud just because he may not have a good fight or didn't fight the way you thought he should or didn't knock your boy out? Don't do that. Just because he didn't knock Canelo out don't mean you think he lost a step. Because please, you get in that ring with that man, he going to bring you back to reality. But I understand what you mean. Shout out to Big Ant 11 for the $10 super chat. Hey, guys, y'all can be like Big Ant 11 and hit that super chat too as well. I appreciate it if you do. Or the cash app. Either one, it's all good. I appreciate the support in any type of way. Whether you here with your comments, hitting that like button, doing what you got to do. But I appreciate every last one. But make sure y'all do me a favor and you.
What's the goddamn button?
You're goddamn right. Push that goddamn like button. Now, let's get to this NFL thing. Yesterday, it started, like I said, about 9:30 that morning. They had a game between the Minnesota Vikings that game was played overnight. That's how the Sunday started off. Now, of course, we can go back to the Thursday game when we seen the Seahawks beating the Arizona Cardinals. That's true. That happened. I don't really consider that no upset because they both had the same record. All right. But that Pittsburgh game, I would. They 2-1. Pittsburgh, I think, was 1-2. But it started off that game. Now, of course, in my pick'em game, I did pick Minnesota to win. Unfortunately, that wasn't my results. Minnesota just couldn't do it. I'm trying to figure out what happened to that defense because they surely didn't show up. You know, that defense that couldn't be bragging about, talking about this and that team that couldn't brag about, talking about this, they didn't show up. They didn't come through. And so that's why they allowed a 48-year-old quarterback just drag their ass through the goddamn mud. Now, in my pick'em, I didn't want Minnesota to win. But I wouldn't have been mad or upset if they did. Because now they brought them back to a sense of reality. Because some of these Minnesota fans, I got one at work I deal with. Now they're humble, huh? Now I can't find them no more. I seen them after the first game of the season. Now they don't want to show up. I'm just, what's going on? In the words of Marvin Gaye, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, what's going on? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because I can't find them. They're not showing up like they was. They starting to fall off a little bit. They realize they don't have a quarterback in J.J. McCarthy's sorry ass. And now they rely on a cast-off, a nomad like Carson Wentz. He's not the answer, guys. That's the reason why he's been about 4 or 5 different teams in the past 3 seasons. There's a reason. He's not the answer. And you know what also said? It's a QB problem. Maybe y'all jumped the gun on Sam Darnold. Maybe y'all should have paid that man. And then you got this bullshit right here. Dak played like a 2026 MVP. Unfortunately, I got Dak in my fantasy football league, and I'm ready to drop his ass like a bad habit. But I'm gonna let you live today while I hire. It's a quarterback problem in Minnesota. Like I said, I think they jumped the gun by letting Sam Darnold go. I really do. Sam Darnold's 3-1 down there in Seattle. Leading the West right now. Or tied with the 49ers. They both 3-1. But he's doing what he got to do. Minnesota, y'all may have made a mistake. Thought y'all was anointing J.J. McCarthy because he had a few good practices. Because we didn't see him in the preseason. Is that what it was? Was that what really sold you on him? Yeah. But let me say this. I appreciate what y'all buying what he ain't selling. Because I told a fan this. It could be conspiracy. I don't think McCarthy's really hurt like that. I just think they're not impressed. They realize that they may have made a mistake with letting Sam Darnold. I think the chickens is coming home to roost. Now Sam Darnold back over in Seattle laughing at you sorry asses. Enjoying y'all losing like the way y'all losing, huh? Yeah, I think he is. And I don't blame him. Because that's what you sorry Minnesota Vikings get. And now, y'all scrambling. Now, you know what you can do. Maybe y'all can go back to the well and bring back a former Minnesota Viking quarterback that you had before, named Kirk Cousins. Would y'all be willing to make that type of move, make a trade in order to get him from the Atlanta Falcons? I don't know if their pride will let them. But it would make sense. But I think their pride will not let them do this. You know why? Because they know that J.J. McCarthy is the next thing, even though he had no experience in the NFL game, not even in the preseason. And now all of a sudden you're going to throw this man out as your starter? He had one decent quarter against us. Boy, I swear to God, we should have put, Let me stop. And the rest of them games he played in, he looked like ass. Not taking any advice from a Bears or Cowboys fan. Well, shame on you then, Big Ant. But as far as the Minnesota Vikings, they got some problems. Because again, like I told you, y'all got a good defense, y'all got good receivers, y'all got a decent running back, a good coach, but you got a quarterback problem. And unfortunately for y'all, that's nothing you can fix within a season because you got who you got. You got J.J. McCarthy, you got Carson Wentz. Those are your two options. Like I said, unless y'all make a deal for Kirk Cousins. Unless y'all make a deal for Kirk Cousins. Y'all got a quarterback problem. And I don't see it being fixed this season. Like I said, I know Sam Darnold is just rubbing his hands together like Birdman, huh? You rub them hands like Birdman, laughing at you clowns. And we know why he laughed? Because y'all did him bad. Y'all let a few coins come in the way of y'all having a possible another run at the NFC North and the playoffs. Now, y'all may not go to the playoffs. Y'all may be on the outside looking in of the playoffs. I'm just saying, guys, it is what it is. You got to accept your reality. And unfortunately for you guys, Minnesota fans, that's your reality. Your team ain't shit. Should have lost that last. Man, I'm sick of this. Should have lost that goddamn first game. But we're not going to help on it. I keep saying that. I keep bringing it up. How does that work?
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus.
That's what I'm saying every time I think about that. What was going on? With that being said, let's talk about this Charger game. Charger said, we're going to put this rookie out here. We sick of Russell Wilson, so washed up behind. He done. So Jackson Dart, it's your time to shine. I'm going to give you the opportunity, Jackson Dart. I know everything's stacked against us. I know I'm a coach, dead man walking. I know the coach is going to get fired. I know the GM more than likely going to get fired. And we're going to have a new regime here for you. But right now, I'm going to give you a chance to prove yourself that you're worthy enough to be an NFL quarterback. Why Hines said, hey, them boys was cheating on clock management in the game last night. Time should have last night time should have expired. Win the game in regular season, why high? That's how you do it. But as far as the Charger game, Jackson Dart, the rookie came in there. Boy, he was confident, dancing in the end zone, feeling himself. You couldn't tell him nothing. But that's how you want your quarterback to feel, confident, a certain level of swagger, maybe even a certain level of arrogance about it. And he showed up and showed out. Unfortunately, they lost their best weapon on offense. It's unfortunate. Malik Neighbors tore his ACL. And he'll be done for the season. Prayers for that young man. Hopefully he heals and he comes back healthy and better than ever. But Jackson Dart showed he's ready. Now, of course, guys, it's just one game. You're going to need to get a couple games up on his belt. We're going to need to see some more film on him and then see how he makes the proper adjustments. But what I I was really impressed. But with that being said, there's two more guys I want to definitely make sure we talk about today. Another one is CJ Stroud. If you haven't heard me say this before, you're going to hear me now. I share my feelings on him. Man, I know that's your quarterback. I understand, brother. Heart goes out to you. But in my opinion, I think he's a bust. In my opinion, this is what I'm saying. This is my opinion. He's a bust.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. And then you got this guy right here. Caleb ain't far off. Certified hater for my buddy Quint. CJ Stroud is a bust to me, right? And this is the reason why I say that. Been in the league for 3 seasons. Had a great rookie year. Won offensive rookie of the year. Congratulations to him. But hasn't done nothing since then. So that's where the problem is. Hasn't done nothing since then. Had what they consider a down year. They're going to call it a sophomore slump. Okay, cool. But the problem is, this is your junior year. And it's still not good. Now, if you like, we can go over stats. We could definitely do that. Yesterday, he had 2 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns yesterday. But if we go to the rest, he has a total of 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's what he has right now in those games that he played. 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It's not good, guys. It's not good at all. It's not good. So you know what they're saying. He said Trevor Lawrence is the same. Well, I agree. I'm not going to get off that. But they always talk about CJ when they talk about my squad because we talk about we passed up on him. And who we could have had. No, dude, I think we made a good decision. I'm not impressed with him. Like I said, he's been getting worse every year. 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And the only reason why he's got that much of a positive, because he got 2 of them yesterday against the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are crap. These are the 3 teams that he played. He's lost to. Jags, the Bucks, and the Rams. And he beat the Tennessee Titans. A lot of teams are going to beat the Tennessee Titans. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. As a bus, guys, I know y'all don't want to accept that. I know y'all don't want to hear that. But that's what he is. Now, people going to argue with me on it. That's cool. I'm okay with that. But so far, what I've seen so far in his career, Just my opinion. And I think Q said, well, so is Trevor Lawrence. I agree. He said all the QBs in that division look suspect. I won't fight you on that. I'm not going to argue against you. I agree with that. They all trash in that division. They all are. But I'm just pointing out certain quarterbacks that keep getting brought up around my quarterback and my team. Now, what we can do, we're gonna go back and we can talk about it, and we can look at my quarterback stats and all that good stuff. That's cool. We can stand on that. But before I get over that, because we're gonna talk about it. There's another quarterback that I want to talk about. He's a two-time MVP. Right? He's a two-time MVP. But guess what else? He's not a bust. I can't say he's not a bust. He's having a bad season. I can say that. He's having a bad season. So with that being said, I'm talking about Lamar Jackson. Yes, that quarterback. Two-time MVP. Some people feel like he should have won it for a third time. Yes, that quarterback. You realize they 1-3 right now, right? They 1-3. So yesterday in that game that they got blasted, he's 1-8 against Patrick Mahomes, playoff as well as regular season. 1-8 after yesterday game. He had 147 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That's what he had. That's what he had. Now, I'm going to read his stats off. Ten and 1. That's where he sits. 10 and 1. You ever say, well, that's not bad. No, it's not. But there's another stat that's more important than 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. And that's the win-loss record. See, that makes a difference, right? You get all these stats. You stat pattern. That's what some people would call certain players. Stat pattern. You pattern your stats, but you ain't winning. That's what they used to say about Jordan back in the day. He's patting his stats, get all these scores, scoring all these points, but they're not winning anything. Well, guess what? The same thing with Lamar. Now, statistically, he's having a good year. He's doing what he needs to do, MVP type season. Yeah, for sure. But they're not winning. They're not winning. And that's not good. So they got problems. They said, well, they blame it on everybody else. I'm talking to the guys that work about it. Blame it on everybody else. It's not him, it's the defense. It's not him, it's this and that's and this. The man got everything he asked for. Wanted receivers, got receivers. Needed a running back, got a running back. A productive defense, got that too. You got to look at the common denominator. Him. He's the common denominator. He's not winning. Let me say this, guys. In case y'all didn't know, in a bowl game, he was 1-2. He won 1 bowl game, lost 2 of them. He's got a losing record in the playoffs as well. When them lights are too big and he got to play against the big bosses, the final bosses, he can't beat them. He can't beat M. Bison. His name's Patrick Mahomes. He can't. He can't beat Josh Allen on a consistent basis. He can't. He can't beat him. He can't beat Mike Tyson. He can't. Can't beat M. Bison, Street Fighter 2. He can't. So guess what he does? He beats up on the Glass Joes. He beats up on Glass Joe and get all the stats against Glass Joe. But when it comes to Mike Tyson, well, he folds like a goddamn lawn chair. Huh? When it comes to Mike Tyson punch out and he got to fight Mike Tyson, he folds. He can't do nothing with him. But yeah, guess what? In the regular season, he's going to show up and show out. He going to get them stats. He going to give you the highlights. He going to give you all that. He going to sell tickets. He going to do it all. You going to get, man, you go to a Ravens game, you going to get your money's worth. But you're going to come out there sad without no win. But you're going to enjoy the highlights he's going to put on for you. You're going to see the spins. You're going to watch him shake some people. But guess what you won't see him do? Celebrate. You're not celebrating a lot when you're 1-3, guys. So my Raven fans, I'm trying to figure out where y'all at. Y'all was over strong and heavy during the summertime. Talking about MVP, King Henry this, King Henry that. MVP, Lamar for MVP. We going to the Super Bowl, future Super Bowl. I can't find them. Dedicated to my children for I can't find them. World class, I can't find them. They are no show. They was talking real slick to me. Now they not even talking to me. I feel like they're mad at me. Don't be mad at me. That truth hurts sometimes. You got to accept that. I accept that when my team was doing trash and we was 0-2 and they was giving me the business. I had to accept that. But guess what? Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the goddamn gun. Now I can't find you no more. Where's the rescue little rabbit at? They was looking for me and they always found me because they knew I'm going to be here. Rain, sleet, or snow, I'm coming through like the goddamn mailman. I'm a deliver. But now when the rabbit got that gun, now when Bugs Bunny got it, Roger Rabbit got that gun. What's his name? Thumper. Shout out to Babby. Now that I got that goddamn gun, I can't find you cats. You cats are missing. You don't even come to the chat, drop some old silly ass statements about my Chicago Bears. And look at this bullshit right here. Why, hi, you ain't gonna keep taking shots at me for free. I'm sick of you. Make sure you hit that goddamn like button. That's what you do, why, hi.
Goddamn button.
Why, hi, make sure you.
Push the goddamn button.
Because I'm sick of you taking shots at me for free. I don't mind you taking shots. I can accept that. Talk bad trash to me. That's cool. But at least do it in a super chat. Why, how you trying to sneak this for me for free? You ain't shit. That's what you Cowboy fans do. You cheap Cowboy fans do that stuff to people. That's how y'all do. Jerry Jones is being cheap with the players. Now why high being cheap with me? Taking cheap shots for free. You ain't shit, why high. Promise you ain't. And the hell with your Cowboys. You seen what my Bears done to them. Am I feeling myself? You goddamn right. I'm supposed to. We 2-2. We just came off a big win in Vegas, huh? Yes. That's how. Feeling good. Huh? Yeah, feeling good. Don't hate. Congratulations, brothers and sisters. Be happy for your boy. I'm on her. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. In my Terrence house, boy. Come on, man. I'm just saying, man. Yeah, Lamar got 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. Okay, congratulations. But you're 1-3, Lamar. What is? What's the deal? What's up? I'm just saying. Now, let's look at my quarterback. Because they always say, well, you talk about everybody else, quarterback. Won't you talk about your own? You right. You are correct. How is it fair for me to talk about your quarterback and I'm not willing to talk about mine? Well, guess what? We're going to do that. We're going to talk about mine. You know why? Because it's only fair. So right now, Caleb Williams has 8 touchdowns, 2 INTs. That's where he sits. 2-2. I know he's only 1 win away from y'all. Yeah, but he's got 3 losses. Lamar's 1-3. Caleb's 2-2. You're correct. We got a bye this week, so Lamar could mess around and lose another one this week. I don't know what Lamar might be on, but I don't know. 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Let me look up the stat. Who leads quarterback in touchdowns in the NFL? All time. I ain't talking about that. They gonna give me all time. Look at there's some crazies. So right now, I got a list of all quarterbacks and their stats. Lamar's leading with 10 touchdowns. Coming in at second is Jared Goff with 9. He's got 2 interceptions. Jared Goff's 3-1. Coming in at third, and we got a couple of as far as third. You got Jordan Love. You got Matthew Stafford. You got Caleb Williams. You got Baker Mayfield. And you got Aaron Rodgers. All got 8. That's where we stand right now. And if you look at them guys, Baker Mayfield 3-1. Jared Goff 3-1. Aaron Rodgers is 2-2. Caleb Williams 2-2. Jordan Love 2-2. I'm just saying, man, that's just what it is right now. Now, of course, it's going to change throughout the season. We all know this, right? It's all going to change. Travel One, I hope you hit that like button, ma'am. I appreciate you coming through. Right on.
That button.
She said, breaking the soundbird and saying greetings to Mr. and Mrs. Hink. To say, have a good evening together. Go. What's that say? Go to Australian Tennis Open. Okay, right on. Right on. You want to know about Dak Prescott? Well, Dak Prescott is shit. But he sits at 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's where he sits. Now, there's quite a few guys with 7 touchdowns. Josh Allen, Drake Mays, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and that's it. Let me name you a person that they always talk about. I have this debate all the time. Top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now. And the guy I always name is Jalen Hurts. And you know how they always fight against me? No, he's not a top 5. Look at the team he got. So is that man's fault that the management, ownership, the presidents found a way to put a good team around that man? Every year that them guys, Philadelphia, lose players. They lost like 2 defensive players and 1 retired. 2 went on free agency. Offensive guard, they lost as well. But they still maintain. This is what we talking about right here. How does Hurt have a 0-8 half, but gets credit for the win? Inc. half FYI. The 4 major tennis tournaments. French, Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open. Come on now. I got you. Shout out to Why for giving us our weekly tennis update. Shout out to Why for that. Why make sure you hit that like button, ma'am. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
What's the goddamn button?
You're goddamn right. Push that goddamn button, ma'am. They always talk about Jalen Hurts. And I say he's in my top 5. I had a guy today. Let me say y'all, the guy named his top 5. He said Jordan Love, Lamar. He said Joe Burrows. He said Josh Allen. And I thought he said Patrick. And I said Lamar. I said Lamar. He said Lamar. He said Josh Allen, Jordan Love, Joe Burrows, and he said he'll put Matthew Stafford up there, or Patrick Mahomes. So he had those guys as his top 5. I said, well, hold on. Where'd Jalen Hurts at? He ain't in there. No, ma'am, it's not. And I appreciate your update. Thank you. I said, how could you name Joe Burrows, Jordan Love in the top 5, but you won't put Jalen Hurts? Now you just being straight up disrespectful. I asked another guy. The first name he said Jalen Hurts. I looked at everybody else, the other 2 dudes. I said, what'd you say, dog? I mean, maybe these brothers didn't hear you. Could you say it louder? But they're going to hold it against that man. Look here, let me say this. The Super Bowl he went to, the first one, He outplayed Patrick Mahomes. They just so happens a loss. That's straight up. He came back, went back to the Super Bowl and played a rematch, and he beat the brakes off of Patrick Mahomes. That guy's tough, man. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, I shot a video on this, man. The disrespect for this man is crazy. I remember I wanted him at the Chicago Bears. Could have got him in a second round. We didn't make the decision to do that. Now, of course, that was under old management, and I said why we was losing, because old management. We got new management. I think now if the opportunity presented itself, I think we would have jumped on it. But the fact that they disrespect that man so goddamn bad is crazy. I just don't understand. Guys, for the UWNBA fans, shout out to the Indiana Fevers, who's right down the street from us here in Kentucky. They are going to a Game 5 with the Las Vegas Aces. So shout out to them. But as far as the disrespect for Jalen Hurts, man, I don't understand this. I don't. But they will give credit to people like Jordan Love and Joe Burrows. Let me tell you this about them two guys. The best ability is availability. And those dudes are always getting hurt every season and not showing up in the playoffs. Jordan Love, Jesus Christ, man. Come on, man. By the end of the season, let's see what the stats is. Joe Burrows, we know he's done. He hurt. He out for the season damn near. Especially for the fantasy football players. He's out for the regular season now. There's a chance he may make it back by week 17 or 18. But by then, that season could be over when they be out of the playoffs, so it wouldn't matter. And he just need to go and just sit his ass down for the rest of the 2025-2026 season. Why I said Hurts part of the Boomer Sooner Nation. He knows just one season, but he's part of them. I understand, brother. Right on. That man's a winner. He won in high school, he won in college, and he won in NFL, man. The disrespect. But we're gonna name a bunch of guys who ain't won shit. He named 5 guys who ain't won shit. No Super Bowl for the 5 guys he named it first before he threw Patrick Mahomes in there. And I had to help him out. I said, well, what about Patrick? Yeah, well, let me take it. Joe Burrows ain't win one. Jordan Love ain't won. And Josh Allen, Lamar. None of those dudes won a Super Bowl. Only one of them was in the Super Bowl and lost. And that's Joe Burrows. Rest of them guys ain't been. But you want to put them in your top 5? The most important stat is winning. That's the most important stat. All them other stats are nice. They cool. They might even get you a goddamn trophy. But if you don't win the most important stat, and that's the win, the dub, all of that don't mean shit to me. It's a team sport, and we win as a team. And guess what Jalen Hurts does? Win. Until them other guys show me that they can do the same, ain't no way you can leave that man out of the top 5. Yeah, y'all get just having this conversation had my blood pressure boiling. It makes no sense. There was some nasty work of him disrespecting Jalen Hurts like that. And he's not my quarterback. I'm defending him like he's Caleb Williams, my quarterback. But I realize how good that man is. I respect him. You have to. He's that good. Guys, with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here because I know I don't go long on Mondays. And I got a football game to get to. That being said, I will catch you beautiful people on the next one. Right on.